Okay, guys, we're going to talk about these two problems because I recognize they are fairly difficult. Okay, so this first one says the figure is made up of a square and a rectangle. Find the area of only the shaded region. Okay, so point number one that I definitely want to underline is it's made up of a square and a rectangle. Okay, I'm going to switch to pin mode here. Excuse me. Okay, so it's made up of a square and a rectangle. Why is that important? Well, it's not as important with the rectangle, but the square means that all the sides are the same. So let's try to figure out what we know. So we know that this bottom part is 7. Okay? The top part is 7. This part over here is 7. Oh, not 77, just 7. Okay? Let's see what else we know. Okay, so we want to know, let me change this color to that. Okay, we also know, so what I need to know these two triangles. So I need the base and the height, right? So on the left one, I need to know what this is. Okay, so do I know what that base is? Well, yeah, it's right across from this guy, so it is 3. Okay, now the height, remember, on these triangles, if the base is there, this would be one of those ones where we need to drop our altitude straight down from the point and make our little right angle there. And if we do that, what is our height? It's 7, right? Right here. So that is our 7. Our height is 7. Okay, so the fact that it was a square was the key to figuring it out. Okay, now, on this right side, we could look at it two ways, but either way, we need to figure out what, let's change the color. We need to figure out what this part right here is, okay? Now, that is either the base, okay, and this is the height. In fact, let's just do that. Let's just say that 3 is our height, and we need to figure out what this section is here. Well, this section is the whole thing, this whole 16, right, minus this part, right? I don't want that red part, so I just want from here over to here. So how do I figure that out? Well, I need to subtract the red part from the whole thing. The whole thing is 16, so 16 minus 7 is 9. So my height here is 9. So I very simply just need to add the two up, right? So I've got two triangles. Triangle number, let's just draw them. So I've got triangle number 1 over here and triangle number 2 over here. I've got a base of 3 and a height of 7 on the left one. And I've got a base of 9 and a height of 3 on this one. So we need to find the area, which is 1/2 base times height. And I'm going to add these together. So plus a 1/2 base times height of this right one. So 1/2 times 3 times 7 plus 1/2 times 9 times 3. And when I do the math on that, I get 21. Half of 21 is 10.5. And then I get 27. Half of 27 is 13.5. And I add those two together and I get, let's see, 24 meters squared. All right. So that's that one. Now we're going to quickly talk about this one. Okay, so this one is your friend makes a two-dimensional model of a dividing cell. The total area of the dividing cell is 350 square. So this whole thing, all of this inside here, the whole is 350. Okay, so now what do we need to do? So what we need to do is we need to erase this first of all. Okay, we need to take the whole, right, this whole thing, and we need to get rid of the white parts. Okay, well, the white part, the middle part is no real shape, right? Like, this is not a semicircle, it's not a whole circle, it's not a square. There's nothing that this is not a shape that we have a formula for. But this I'm not sure if you guys are seeing my laser. Let me do a laser. this outside part, let's do a cooler laser. This outside part, so we need to get rid of these from the whole. So we have this 350, and we're going to subtract from that area the white parts. And then if the whole is 350 and I get rid of these two parts, then I'm left with this part, right? Which is what it's asking me about. And it wants it to the nearest whole inch. Okay, so the whole we know, 350. So what is this shape? Pause it if you want, but this shape is a semicircle, right? So the area of a semicircle is half of the area of a whole circle. But wait a minute. What's this over here? Because the diameter of this half circle is 16. Well, what's the semicircle is a half circle, right? So what's this? This is also a half circle with a diameter of 16. What happens when you put two whole half circles together? You get a whole circle. So basically, I have over here a whole circle with a diameter of 16. And I'm going to simply use, so what's the area of a circle is pi times the radius squared, right? Okay, so did I get radius? No. So if this is diameter, I need to find the radius. We'll call it that blue part minus the part that went out too far, and it's 8 because it's half of that, right? So let's do our problem. So area equals pi times 8 squared, which is pi times 64. Okay, or 64 pi, 3.14. I'm doing my calculator, times 64 is equal to 200.96. Pause the video and see if you know what to do next. Okay, so I just needed to take this whole and subtract from it this circle, right? This because this and this are this, okay? And I'm subtracting it, so I just take 200.96 and I subtract it, and I get 350 minus that. It would be 149.04, but it told me to round to the nearest whole inch, so it is 149 square inches. All right, hopefully that was helpful. Take it easy.